Why would Trump contest, what is the popular vote for this last presidential election? There's a live leak post on it, Euronews video.
Presidential election. Neither he nor his team have offered any credible evidence, and his claims that millions voted illegally have been comprehensively debunked. The president has persisted in pursuing the matter with more tweets.
I think Euronews is skewed. What's my opinion? Well, here it is. I'll put a link. Stark Raving Viking, you can just look it up. If it says something about the blog taking cookies, all websites take cookies, so don't worry about it. It might just be a way of blocking some websites. And Gloria Steinem, why am I bringing that up when it's some other subject? She's getting CIA money way back to basically disrupt American society. The CIA is not supposed to do anything inside the U.S. It's just not. Just not. And if they're funding the feminist movement to cause problems, I mean, women should have rights, this and that. But if they're having the spokespeople do things that are out to harm society as a purpose, what does that say? And about 1:55 into this video right here, I'll also have a link. And where is it? 1:55. Oh, here. 1:56.
Here's Gloria Steinem that helped destroy the American family. Here she is.
Gloria, at the festival, you worked for the Independent Research Service.
That's right.
Well, exactly when did your own association with the CIA start, and in what fashion? Did they come to you, or did you go to them?
In 1958, when I came home from India, I
Listen to the arrogance.
with student leaders, past and present, many of them active
Now let her
with
talk,
the National Student
Alex.
Association. This kind of small foundation to encourage Americans to go. They thought it was a good idea, too. I was then told by foundations and professors and friends that I should not do this, that I would get in trouble with the House Un-American Activities Committee, the American Legion, all of those 50s people. And I became convinced that it was impossible. It was at that point that the student leaders said to me that they had in the past received funds for international programs from the CIA, and that they felt that this was important and could also be partly funded by the CIA.
Well, I mean, did you feel that you really tried? I mean, did you go around
Pause real
all of
quick.
the...
Well, the House on Un-American Activities claimed there was a secret
The CIA in the 1950s in South America, for companies like the United Fruit Company, look it up, check out the Wikipedia. The CIA was to help international corporations take over legitimate governments for the most amount of profit. Terrorism, torture, legitimate leaders being toppled, land that was owned by the people became property of international corporations. The fruits of labor, all sorts of minerals, the products of a nation, whether it be food, whatever, taken over by international corporations through the CIA in the 1950s. What did they do to Iran? BP, British Petroleum, and the CIA and other military intelligence, etc. They caused all sorts of problems in Iran. Blowing up school buses, blowing up schools, terrorism, basically to take over the leadership of the country. The CIA operating inside the U.S. is just absolutely dangerous. The CIA is necessary, but it needs some sort of oversight. If they're allowed to go rampant, then police think they can do whatever they want. They think they're James Bond to act as CIA type operatives, framing people. They can have people beaten up, killed, take their property. No rule of law. There needs to be oversight, and it's just gotten beyond ridiculous. And I sent a letter to Donald Trump about my story, Stark Raving Viking. And if you want to click on it, it's right here, Trump versus CIA on the Stark Raving Viking. That's not me, by the way. And I have the text of what I wrote to Donald Trump about what happened to me after the Oklahoma City bombing. There was illegal incentives for police to frame gun owners, the self-employed, the outspoken, just because they were considered enemies of the corporate state. Their international union basically propagandized police to think that, they're like intelligence, where they can James Bond, where they can do this and that. They hired gangs of kids to break into houses, vandalism. They had people beaten up, all sorts of false reports, false statement. And the state of Connecticut is really famous for that. And it's happening all over the nation. I let Donald Trump know about it in a letter that I wrote to him. And if you want the text of it, it's all here. And you can go to my links at the end here. It's up at the top. All right. There, right there. Facts of the Judiciary Committee regarding judicial abuse. Names, and basically tells my story. You paid hundreds of thousands of dollars of your taxpayer dollars for Homeland Security. Well, actually, Connecticut State Police paid Homeland Security overtime to follow me shopping 4 at a time. Big box hardware store. If I got my hair cut, if I went out to eat, they're paid $100 an hour or more. 4 of them burning gas, following me around. And why did they start following me around? Well, a fat police officer, dumb as a box of rocks, told me that he was intelligence like James Bond, and that if I didn't leave Connecticut, he'd put me on a list. And I laughed at him, and thinking, fat boy lives with his mother is going to tell me that I have to leave. I'm married, have a house, have my daughter, that I have to leave her so he can have a chance. Otherwise, I can do it the easy way or the hard way. So you can be put on a terrorist watch list, when it became the terrorist watch list, just for having an attractive daughter, wife, girlfriend, whatever. If police decide that you don't deserve your wife or girlfriend, daughter, they can set you up for arrest. You end up in prison. You lose your home. Rental properties, as I did. Contracting business. Just absolutely everything. One fucking piece of shit, fat motherfucker cop. And my life has been trashed.